a look at downtown Grand Rapids. Temperatures finally feeling a little more like spring. Chief Meteorologist George Lessons joins us now with the first look at the forecast. We have some flooding to worry about right now, though, George.
Yes, indeed. It's our second wettest year so far. We had record rain on Friday and more rain in the forecast here tonight. We have a flood watch that went into effect a little while ago. That'll be in effect until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning for all those highlighted counties you see from Muskegon, Montcalm down through Allegan and Barrie, where a band of some rain is setting up. And you can see along the Muskegon River, Bill just sending this photo at the Creston boat ramp, and it's very high water levels across the region. Those cyan colors, those teal colors, that is between 76 and 90% full, bank full, and even some flood warnings now around Comstock Park through this evening as the river is up into the action stage. Also Thornapple Rivers and Hastings, a river flood warning until Friday afternoon when the rain and the actual river levels start to come down just a little bit. We have this band of rain right overhead that's going to intensify overnight. There could be an inch to an inch and a half of rain just this evening, but this is not severe weather. We're looking at some active weather coming our way as that frontal system comes up from the south, and we see temperatures climb from the 50s to perhaps our first 70-degree day. That would be during the day on Wednesday. We'll talk more about that severe weather risk for late tomorrow and again early Wednesday a little bit later on. Certainly has been a rainy year here in West Michigan, our second wettest year to date, thanks to that Friday rainfall of over 2 inches. And we have more on the way tonight, and to top it all off, some stormy weather perhaps. 13 weather ball blinking bright for rain tonight. It's also green, no change to the 50s to near 60 foreseen. Coming up on Tuesday, and this view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. You can see light to moderate rain for most of the evening through the early morning hours, ending right around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll only drop into the low 40s, however. But tomorrow, we're not going to get a whole lot warmer. I think we'll get into the mid to upper 50s here tomorrow, despite our hour by hour. And late in the afternoon, especially north, there could be some stronger storms north of I-96. The setup, it's got a stationary front right overhead, and this is where this is going to stick around for the next 24 to 36 hours. And that's going to keep us in the rain overnight. That's why we have that flood watch in effect till 8 a.m. Tomorrow, we've got some possible severe weather. Tonight, there could be a rumble of thunder, but I think it's going to be mostly rain. As we get into tomorrow, this is from Tuesday morning all the way into Wednesday morning. You can see there's a slight risk over southwest lower Michigan, marginal risk elsewhere, 1 out of 5, very similar to last Friday's setup. And then as we go into Wednesday, there's a slight risk over all of lower Michigan. I think this might be a little overdone. I'm thinking that from about Kalamazoo and Ionia eastward is where the severe weather threat will be during the day on Wednesday. Hour by hour, you can see the rain right over those rain-soaked areas from over the Friday night into tonight. Ends by early tomorrow morning. And then we see these pop-up storms. Watch these as they go north of I-96 during the afternoon. And then it quiets down for a while until Wednesday afternoon. There'll be that line of showers and storms that develop right in through here, nothing to the west. Those will progress over toward Detroit later on in the afternoon Wednesday. Here's the rain overnight. Over an inch of rain certainly possible here in the greater Grand Rapids area. Very little once you get north of about US 10. Long range outlook is looking at warm temperatures now from the 9th through the 13th. Average highs are in the mid 50s. And in terms of rainfall, all of that's going to be well to our east and well to our south. So we'll get a chance to dry out right on through the holiday weekend. Again tonight for Muskegon, Holland, South Haven area, you're in that flood watch area. Upper 30s to the north, 40 plus from Muskegon southward. North, you are out of the flood watch with the exception of Greenville. Mid 30s to around 40. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, this is the highest risk for a little bit of minor flooding. Low 40s for your overnight lows. 13 on your side forecast. We've highlighted Tuesday and Wednesday with a hub with that chance of severe weather. We may hit our first not only 60, but 70-degree day on Wednesday, and then we'll cool off into the 40s and 50s for Thursday and Friday. Saturday will be dry. Easter Sunday will be dry, but a little round of some rain Sunday night. Next week, more seasonal, if not mild weather sticks around. Wet weather continues here into April after a record rainfall on Friday of over 2 inches. More rain is expected tonight. That will lead to some minor flooding. Flood watch in effect until tomorrow morning. 13 weather ball is blinking bright for the rain inside, and it's also green. No change to the 40s and 50s foreseen here tomorrow. And this view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Ted, you're looking good there in the sunshine. Yeah, we're not going to see a lot of that. I'm going to give you the yellow paw this evening for a lot of rain. Some of it will be heavy. A little rain to start your morning walk as well, low 40s, but all the way around, Christine, I think Ted might enjoy this milder weather. Not a lot of green energy being generated here tomorrow, either from the sun, which it'll only be 2.2. Not bad for wind, 5.0. But again, we've seen better days for green energy here in West Michigan. Got a kind of a stationary front sitting overhead. This is going to be the focal point for some heavier rain overnight tonight for generally Kent, Ottawa, and Muskegon counties all the way down to Kalamazoo. Got a risk of severe weather tomorrow afternoon. There's a chance, a slight risk over southwest lower Michigan. Most of West Michigan is in a 1 out of 5. And then that shifts to Wednesday for a slight risk over all of lower Michigan, although I think that's a little ambitious. I think any severe weather on Wednesday will be to our east. Focusing on the rain tonight, you can see just kind of hanging around Kent, Ottawa, Muskegon counties. It kind of ends before daybreak here tomorrow. Another round of some stronger storms in the afternoon. This is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That will be generally north of I-96, and that will quickly end. There'll be more showers and storms rumbling through then after midnight. Some of those could be on the stronger side. And then as we get into the day on Wednesday, you'll notice there'll be a line of showers and storms that develop generally from about Kalamazoo to Ionia eastward. Much of West Michigan most likely will miss out on that. So the heavy rain is the focus here tonight. Continued some moderate or minor flooding, I should say. Watch out for some urban flooding, especially in the cities. Looking ahead, long-range outlook, mid-April. Much of the country seeing high chances for warmer temperatures with the exception of the West Coast, where they are seeing also a higher chance for more precipitation. We have a higher risk for seeing less. That would be most welcome after our second wettest start to the year. Flood watch in effect for Muskegon, Holland, South Haven, low 40s there. Up north, you'll see some rain, but not the flooding risk, upper 30s. Here in the up north, we're looking at mid 30s along US 10, around 40 Fremont and Greenville. Greenville, you're under that flood watch. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, low 40s with the flood watch with some rain. There's also some river flooding around the Hastings area on the Thornapple River, and here in Comstock Park along the Grand River. 13 on your side forecast. We've highlighted Tuesday and Wednesday as that risk for severe weather. Again, tomorrow afternoon and north on Tuesday, and in the afternoon again on Wednesday. We'll hit 71 on Wednesday, which would be our first not only 60, but perhaps our first 70-degree day of the year. And then we'll cool off into the upper 40s and low 50s Thursday and Friday, but sunshine all the way through Saturday, climbing back into the 60s for Easter Sunday. Looks like some rain Sunday night, but dry weather from Monday through the following Thursday as we climb from around 60 back up into the mid 60s. So looking a little bit more spring-like here in West Michigan.
Yeah, I don't see any winter weather on that 10-day forecast.
Finally.
Thanks, George.
Certainly has been a rainy year here in West Michigan, and the rain continues tonight. We have a flood watch in effect for most of our viewing area. 13 weather ball is blinking bright. Rain in sight. It's also green. No change to the 50s foreseen. And this view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Warmest temperature, Mount Pleasant, 64. You were 60 in Big Rapids. We stopped at 58 here in Grand Rapids, well above our average high of 52. We forecast 59 yesterday, came within 3 degrees of our forecast high. We've now done that 8 days in a row. You can see on this chart, we've been we had more rain than usual since mid-February, and now we're our second wettest start to the year with over 12 inches surplus, or I should say over 12 inches. We've got about 4 3/4 surplus, not only here, but over in Muskegon. Holland, you're 6 inches above average, as well as Kalamazoo. Very, very wet. 3 to 6 inches worth of precip in the last 30 days. That's 150 to 300% more than usual. And since the beginning of January, pretty much 8 to 14 inches worth of precip, which is 3 to 6 inches more than usual. So it's a very wet start to our year. We got more rain tonight along this pretty much stationary front, but tomorrow there is a slight risk for some thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. And I'm thinking more off to the north. And then on Wednesday, this might be a little aggressive. I think most of the severe weather, if it does happen, is at a slight risk, and that will be generally east of the Grand Rapids area. Here comes that rain overnight, just kind of hanging out. It's going to put down quite a bit of rain in some locations. Nothing to the north of about Fremont up to Big Rapids. Tomorrow afternoon, this is right around 3 o'clock. There could be some showers and storms from Muskegon to Newaygo northward, but this is 11 o'clock tomorrow night. There'll be a few more of those storms north of Grand Rapids. And then, as I mentioned, on Wednesday, we see morning clouds, and you can see where the thunderstorms build up from about Ionia to Kalamazoo eastward, and then we'll see some clearing take place later in the day. A lot of rain expected. You can expect about 1.25 inches here in West Michigan during the night tonight, and then more as those storms roll in tomorrow night through Wednesday night. So for tomorrow, I think from Muskegon southward, at least from Holland southward, we're just going to have a cloudy day. It'll become breezy. Muskegon northward, this is where you see those showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon. You'll be in the low and mid 50s northern half of the lakeshore. Afternoon showers, thunderstorms. Up north, only upper 40s and low 50s, so that doesn't sound like severe weather, but it is certainly a possibility. I'm thinking maybe some hail. And from the greater Grand Rapids area southward, mid and upper 50s to near 60. Don't think we're going to see much rain after it ends right around 7 a.m. 13 on your side forecast. We've highlighted Tuesday with that chance to the north of severe weather. And again on Wednesday, I'm thinking mainly to the east. That's why it's only a 50% chance. Dry but cooler Thursday and Friday into Saturday as we warm to 61. 66 on Easter Sunday. It'll be cloudy with a chance of some rain overnight. And then dry and mild, if not warm, Monday through the following Thursday. And for a change, we have no snow in the forecast for the next 10 days.